Welcome to the Box Over Shots podcast. I'm Milan,
I'm your boy Jay.
and in today's podcast, we're going to be going over Game One of the NBA Finals. This is going to be exciting, isn't it? This is going to be very exciting. Don't know how long this one will be because it's one game, but like when we were doing them in the regular season, we had a lot more games to talk about, so the podcasts were a little bit longer. But now that we're in the finals, it's one game every 3 days. But luckily, we're having a game on Thursday, which means that the podcast will be coming to you guys on Friday as well. So 3 podcasts this week. That's what me and RJ were, that's what we were aiming for.
Yes.
So I'm going to say the only game that we're going to talk about. Do you have anything to say though?
I guess let's just shout out to the Suns again.
Shout out to the Suns and shout out to the Bucks for making it there. I just want to quickly say, probably once the finals are over, we're probably going to be going over our playoff awards. I would say, like rookie of the year for the playoffs, not like the first year players this year, but like the people that have never been to the playoffs before. How good were they in this year's playoffs? So a guy like DeAndre Ayton classifies for rookie of the year, despite the fact that he's not, of course, a rookie. But it's his first time making the playoffs, so of course he will classify for rookie of the year of the playoffs. We'll also do MVP. We'll do sixth man. Yeah, we'll do all of that. We'll do coach of the playoffs. Most likely Monty Williams, if I'm being completely honest. Ty Lue's not a bad show. Ty Lue wouldn't be the worst option in the world. But yeah, so I guess stay tuned for that once the finals are over. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all that I really had to say before we start. So I guess now we'll go over to game one. Bucks Suns. I want to hear you talk about this first. I don't know how much of you watched. I watched the whole thing. Just to let you know.
For me, I have to do some stuff, so I only got to see the second half. That's cool.
I watched the whole thing while washing dishes because I'm not.
It was just the reason that I'll tell you guys the score first. Bucks 105, Suns 118. The Suns take a big win for game one. And Giannis did, in fact, play surprisingly. And he had 20 and 17 and 4 assists and 2 steals and a block. So great performance by him on 54% from the field. From Chris Middleton, he had 29, 7, 4. So yeah, there were some good games, but Jrue Holiday only had 10 points on 28%. So not a good.
Jrue Holiday's the king. Because Jrue Holiday's the king.
Yes. And I have a fun fact for you guys. DeAndre Ayton is the third player other than Kareem and Tim Duncan in their finals debut to have 15-15, which is decent company.
And there's another thing that you missed out on. He's also the second player, beside Kareem, to have 20 and 15 on 70%. By the way, DeAndre actually finished the game with 22-19 on 80%.
Yeah, 10% better.
He's a decent type of guy. But in Kareem's game, he had 31 and 19. So yeah.
Yeah, he played decent.
In Kareem's first finals game, he had 31 and 19. What is this?
On 70%. Wow.
Kareem cell.
And that was against, I don't even know what that was against.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. Whatever. But yeah, RJ feels like Giannis had a great game. I'm not gonna say that he had like a bad game. Pretty good coming off of injury. That's kind of like a given. But of course, it's not gonna be one of Giannis's best games. Like I said, coming off of injury. But in the second half, I don't know if you only watched the second half, so you didn't get to see what Giannis was doing in the first half. And in the first half, Giannis was playing amazing. He was getting to his spots. He was sort of hitting his free throws. I mean, he shot 12 of them and he only made 7. So he was kind of hitting his free throws. He was getting to his spots. He was grabbing boards. He was dishing out to his teammates. Like, he was doing a lot more. And in the second half, Mike Budenholzer's like, okay, you had a very good first half, but we're going to use you as a decoy. So Giannis didn't get that many touches. And they still have to pay attention to Giannis because it's freaking Giannis Antetokounmpo. But in the long run, he didn't get that many touches. And then it created more opportunities for guys like Jrue Holiday. But Jrue Holiday couldn't create. Jrue Holiday couldn't do anything. And I was kind of worried because in order to re-aggravate a hyperextended knee, you don't need to hyperextend it again. You just need to hurt it. If you bump into somebody really hard and it's your left knee, it's not like you're just going to be perfectly fine. No other progression to the hyperextended left knee. No, your left knee is gonna get even worse. You could probably like miss the start of a season and the rest of the series. So I was very, very scared going into it because, of course, Giannis is a guy that likes to drive, so he gets a lot of contact. Like I said, 12 free throws. So with the amount of contact that he gets, I was scared. But luckily he did not end up getting injured. Is it weird to say that I didn't want him to play this one? Is it weird to say that? Number one, so that he could be 100% for game 2. So we could see Giannis's true potential in big moments like this. So I wanted to see him 100% because he wasn't 100%, probably like low 80s, like 80 to 83. Yeah. So he wasn't 100%. I wanted to see him at 100%. So I'm like, just don't play game 1. Just get the left, even if he was like 95, just get that left knee a little bit more healed. And then I didn't want him to play this game, so that it's kind of like, what can the Bucks do without him? Jrue Holiday has spectacular nights when Giannis isn't playing, because it opens up the floor. Jrue Holiday is more of a slasher than a shooter. So with Giannis clogging up the paint, there's not that many driving lanes. So with no Giannis, Jrue Holiday gets to kind of do what he does best, and that's that's slash, and that's playmaker. Because of course Giannis is there, so the driving lanes aren't really there, so that he can drive and kick, or maybe just get the easy layup or the dunk. So Jrue Holiday had a bad game, but that's not really his fault. I think he just has to adapt to playing with one of the best players in the world. That, of course, is going to attract a lot of attention from defenses, to say the least. A lot more than Jrue Holiday, at least. Yeah. So bad game for Jrue. Pretty good game for Giannis. Like I said, I didn't want him to play this one to get fully healthy and to see what they can do without him, so to say, if he doesn't play the rest of the series. But it's not like I'm mad that I got to see one of my favorite players play. I would never say that. I will never say that I'm mad to see Giannis Antetokounmpo play. Never. But then on the Sun side of things, well, Chris Middleton didn't have the best game, whatever. The Sun side of things. So we already went over DeAndre Ayton's historic night. Dirk Carter had 1 point. Dopey. I guess we'll move on to a guy like Devin Booker, because I was talking about this in the video that I literally just recorded 15 minutes ago. Devin Booker, from NBA casual that just heard about the finals, you see 27, 2 and 6, and you're like, that's a spectacular game. He had an amazing game. But then you go over, so plus minus, he's plus 18. His team ended up winning the game. You're not really going to say that the loss was on him. They didn't lose the game. But then you see the 38% from the field and the 12% from 3, and you're like, wait a minute. What?
12.
Yeah. One for 8, and then like 8 for something. Yeah. So terrible shooting night. But this is still a positive game for Devin Booker because he was aggressive. Devin Booker was getting to the lane. This game reminded me more of Dwayne Wade than Kobe Bryant for Devin Booker, because he was getting a whole lot of foul calls. And I don't know if the NBA made it a rule. I'm pretty sure it's called the D Wade rule, where you're not allowed to jump into the defender to get a call. That's a rule, right? The D Wade rule. Devin Booker was doing that the whole game. Devin Booker was doing that whole game. Wasn't called. I feel like the refs just don't know that it's a rule. It wasn't called once. Because normally those shouldn't be called a foul. But I guess, I don't know. But yeah, so Devin Booker, he was being aggressive, so that's still a positive. Maybe next game he goes for 40 because he has a little bit more, maybe tomorrow he goes for 40 because he's kind of a little bit more confident. I've already played the game on the biggest stage in the whole entire league. And I kind of feel like I'm back in my zone compared to, because in the first round, he was 47 in the closeout game. 47 to close out LeBron. Okay, 47 to close out LeBron. So if Devin Booker can have another performance like this, then I think the Suns actually easily have this series.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Devin Booker's performance though?
With Devin Booker, I was thinking that as well. What you said. I'm glad he played aggressive. So we know he's confident. We know that he's not gonna be scared of Ben Simmons and not shoot under pressure and stuff like that.
Kind of he won't settle. He wants the best for him. He won't settle. He wants the best for himself.
Yeah.
And I think that's not the best that you can do. We've seen Devin Booker do way better than this. I mean, he dropped 70 points when he was 21. So we know that Devin Booker can be better than this, but this wasn't a bad game whatsoever. But then the man of the night, the man of the night, Christopher Emmanuel Paul, 32-9, making a statement in his first finals game, if I will. And this kind of, I feel like that performance set the tone for the rest of the series. I think now the Suns are going to be okay. So now we have a guy that like, because of course the Suns are always like, this guy will be our closer, you know, it's Chris Paul. But I think this is kind of like giving all the younger Suns like Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton a lot more confidence, where it's like, oh, I don't have to be the hero now. We have Christopher Paul that has put up 32-9 in the finals. Like, we're most likely going to win this NBA championship. So I like the fact that Chris Paul made a statement in this game. I would love to see more games, at least like 2 or 3 more games of this kind of caliber from him. I would love to see him have like I said, like 2 or 3 more games like this, maybe even better. And then like the game that he doesn't have like this, he maybe has 15-12, 13-14, maybe more assistant points. I don't know. But yeah, I like the way that Chris Paul is playing. And one of my main critiques on the Bucks, they need to have a specific defender on Chris Paul. It cannot be them switching everything in the pick and roll, because you do not know how many times that boy Brook Lopez was on Chris Paul, and Chris Paul was just giving him buckets. Chris Paul was giving him buckets. And Mike Budenholzer was like, okay, so it worked against an injured Trae Young. Why won't it work against a healthy Chris Paul? Seriously? Seriously? You're playing against one of the smartest basketball players ever, compared to playing against a guy that's in his first playoffs. And you're thinking that the switching everything role will still, one of them is healthy and the other one was banged up. It's not going to work. And especially a guy that is hungry. Chris Paul is hungry. He is hungry for that first ring to cement himself with the greats. You're not just going to be able to do anything that you, Chris Paul was playing whoever on offense and Brook Lopez. He was playing whoever offense and Brook Lopez. I would like to see a guy like either Chris Middleton or Jrue Holiday definitively guarding Chris Paul. I don't want to see them switching that, because it's either A, Chris Paul misses and DeAndre Ayton gets the board, or Chris Paul just gives Brook Lopez some buckets. That's it.
Yeah.
Because DeAndre Ayton now has the smaller defender on him. He has either Chris Middleton or Jrue Holiday on him. That's an easy rebound all the time. So they need to have a specific defender guarding Chris Paul, and they can't be switching, or else this series is over. The series will definitely be over if they keep on playing like that. Chris Paul performance, what does it look like to you?
Yeah, to me, this is, but this is the biggest game of his career, and stepped up. He and he shot efficient, 63% on 19 full shots, 3 for 7 from 3. What's one thing I have to say? One thing I do have to say about Chris Paul actually is if he keeps up like the amazing like chemistry with DeAndre Ayton, then they easily win the series. I saw a thing that actually said DeAndre Ayton is more points off of pick and rolls with Chris Paul than pick and rolls with anyone else. So yeah,
that makes sense though.
Yeah, but like for the whole season,
because they don't really run pick and rolls with anybody else. It's mainly just Chris Paul. I'm pretty sure Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton had the most pick and roll points like in the whole entire league throughout the regular season. Like they had more than LeBron and AD, of course. Those guys were both injured throughout the season. But I'm trying to think of like Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. They had more points than them. Just like pure point off the pick and roll, not the amount of points that Rudy Gobert scores after getting the pick and roll from Donovan Mitchell. It's like, a Rudy Gobert pick and roll may result into like a Donovan Mitchell 3 or Rudy Gobert dunk, something like that. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton won that in like a landslide. Like I'm pretty sure like they ran away with that title. Number one, just shout out, not number one, but like just an extra thing to add on because we're talking about the Suns. Shout out to Devin Booker. He won the NBA Cares Award or something like that.
Yeah.
There was like 10 other people that could have won it. He was one of them. So, shout out to D-Book for helping the community in Phoenix over there. But yeah, Chris Paul, an amazing game. He was getting to his spots, and he was, like I said, he was playing whoever offense on Brook Lopez. I want to hear some suggestions that you might have because of course it's not like the Phoenix Suns played a perfect game, so both teams have room for improvement, of course. What are your what do you think that the Bucks and Suns would need to do for either team to win game 2? What were like some suggestions that you would make to both teams?
I mean, first for the Bucks, like I know it's Giannis and we know that he struggles to shoot, but like Giannis doesn't have to be sitting in the paint every second of every game. Like I think there should be some plays where Giannis sets a screen for Drew Holiday and Drew Holiday straight up slashes, and then Giannis dives as well because DeAndre can't guard two guys at once, and he has to choose between guarding Drew and Giannis, who are both going towards the rim. So that'll be tough to guard.
I think one of my main things, I don't know. Do I say it? Should I? You know what? Why not start Bobby Portis? Why not? He's taller than PJ Tucker. He'll provide some extra rebounding. Because in 19 more minutes, PJ Tucker grabbed the same exact amount of boards as Bobby Portis. So he provides some extra rebounding. It's an extra body to put on a guy like DeAndre Ayton. And then it's very similar to what you said. If Giannis can be setting screens for Drew Holiday so that Drew Holiday can flash and that Giannis isn't just clogging up the paint, even if Drew Holiday misses, you still have a guy like Bobby Portis who is a better rebounder than PJ Tucker and is taller, so he's more likely to get the rebound. DeAndre Ayton's probably going to grab the rebound over him, but it's like 99 times out of 100, DeAndre Ayton will grab the rebound over PJ Tucker. It's probably like a 50-50 chance between DeAndre Ayton and Bobby Portis. So I'd say maybe if you really want to, you could run a guy like PJ off the bench. Of course, he's not going to be like a spark because PJ Tucker just sits in the corner and he shoots threes. But like, you know, you could find a way to fit that in. I believe at least. And my main critique: do not switch anything. Brook Lopez was getting bodied so hard by Chris Paul. He fouled out in 23 minutes in the finals.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Like, come on now. What are we really doing here? So stop switching, please. Stop switching. I don't mind switching Giannis onto Chris Paul because Giannis is a very good defender. Do not switch Brook Lopez onto Chris Paul. Please. I beg. Do not switch Giannis onto not Brook Lopez. Do not switch Brook Lopez onto Chris Paul. I beg. And even if you do decide to keep PJ Tucker in the line, PJ Tucker can kind of hold down Chris Paul. I mean, it's not like he's gonna stop him, but we can hold him down. Not have 32 and 9 and make the guy foul out in 23 minutes. Man didn't even get to play the equivalent of a whole first half. Like he played the first half, but he didn't play the equivalent of 23. He only played 23 minutes. First half, of course, is 24. So he didn't play the equivalent of even like the first half, let alone the whole game. So yeah, that's one of my main critiques for the Bucks. I would say stop having Giannis be a decoy. Don't make Giannis shoot it. Okay, so don't make him shoot it. I don't think he shot a 3, so that's good. Like, don't make Giannis have to shoot it because he's not clogging up the paint. Like, don't send Giannis to the corners like he's PJ Tucker. Please, no, I beg. Do not send Giannis to the corners just to give Drew Holiday a driving lane. It's either you're getting Drew Holiday buckets or you're getting Giannis Antetokounmpo buckets. Who gets hotter quicker? Easily Giannis. So I would say don't have Giannis spotting up in the corner, but make him set more screens. Make Giannis more active. And I think so because of course today they're gonna have a practice to kind of build up on stuff. Giannis in practice today needs to he needs to keep on doing some rehab on that left knee to make sure that he's closer to 100% for game 2. But I also think that they need to have him kind of running around more to kind of flex it out a little bit. I would love to see Giannis, being Giannis, because Giannis wasn't Giannis last game. There's not that many critiques for the Suns, but if I had to give one, it would be give Devin Booker some more off-ball screens. Give Devin Booker some more off-ball screens.
Yeah.
And I want to emphasize this. Make Chris Middleton run. Make Chris Middleton run. Because other than Giannis, when Giannis is in the game, Drew Holiday plays bad. Chris Middleton is the only player that can really fit with Giannis. That's a primary ball handler. Make Chris Middleton run. Get that boy tired. Make Mikal Bridges just run. Make him just run. Whoever Chris Middleton's guarding, make them just run. Make them literally just run around the whole entire 3-point line until they can get either a wide open 3 or just to tire them out. Just make them run. Even if they don't get the ball, just let them run. Like, I know that's going to tire them out, but whoever Chris Middleton is guarding is most likely more of a Chris Middleton is probably more of a factor than them unless it's Devin Booker or Chris Paul. Let's be honest. And Chris Middleton's mainly going to be guarding Mikal Bridges because, of course, small forward matchup. So I'd probably say, yeah, make Chris Middleton run. I think that would be probably my main critique because Chris Middleton was able to get 29 because he wasn't tired. Like Mikal had 14, but it's not like Mikal was like running around everywhere. So I would say kind of make Mikal get some extra cardio in. Make Mikal your Patrick Beverly. Why not? Make Mikal the Patrick Beverly of the team. Just make him, he's just out there running. Make him bark around the court. Yeah, he's just out there running. I said make him bark. I'm so mean. I'm a little bit too mean, you know?
Well,
But I'm disrespecting grown men that are in the NBA. What the heck am I doing? Anyway, yeah, that would probably be my main critique for the Suns, because the only reason that the Bucks were in the game was because Chris Middleton was hitting some of his shots down the stretch. So yeah, just make Chris Middleton, get him gas. Dario Saric got injured in 2 minutes. Hate to see it. I'm pretty sure it's like a groin injury. Hopefully he's good. He got injured in the first quarter. Oh no, okay, it's not a groin injury. It's a right knee injury. Yeah, hopefully Dario gets well soon, because he is a very big part of the Suns. Of course, he's your backup center, so of course he's going to be a big part. They were able to win without him, so it's not like he's like the best player on the team. Give Torrey Craig some more minutes. Don't know how a guy like Torrey Craig, who is very, very valuable, start Torrey Craig.
Wait, Millie.
Start him.
We gotta say something. We have to say congratulations on the championship for Torrey Craig.
Oh yeah. He played for the Bucks earlier in the season, and now he's on the Suns. No matter who wins, Torrey Craig will be getting his first ring. By the way, I did this. Don't. Okay. Ring finger. Getting a ring. Okay. Ring. Yeah, but shout out to Torrey Craig. He will be a champion no matter the result at the end of the season. So I guess shout out to Torrey. But yeah, those would be like my main critiques for the Bucks and Suns. The Bucks need to shoot free throws better. 56% is not going to cut it. The refs need to stop bailing out the Suns with free throws, 26-16. And yeah, like I said, the Bucks cannot shoot 56% from the free throw line in a finals game.
That is wow.
That can't happen. And you cannot lose the game when you make 5 more. That's an extra 15 points than the other team. But it's because you guys gave up so many free throws. So those would be like my main critiques, I would say. Bucks, you cannot turn over the ball 13 times. And even if you do turn over the ball 13 times, the other team can only turn over the ball 9 times. Like, it kind of has. You cannot allow them to 9 steals to 4. Like, come on. You cannot get the ball ripped from you 9 times and only rip it back 4. But yeah, those, like I said, those would be my main critiques. But other than that, of course, 2 good teams battling for a championship, 2 great teams, if I should say that. So yeah, no matter what the outcome is, I feel that I want both teams. It's so weird. I want both teams to win. Is that weird to say? I don't mind who wins. Like, I could honestly, I'm not gonna say I could care less, because of course I care. But whoever wins, I'm leaving the situation as a happy camper. Let's just say that. I'm leaving the situation as a happy camper. 3 more wins to go for the Suns, 4 for the Bucks. So the Suns are 13 wins deep in their 16-win run. Like I said, 3 more to go. 3 more to go. That's really it. We actually, I like these. Just spend 40 minutes talking about basketball. We spent the last 40 minutes just talking, instead of just going off track talking about some basketball reference. No, we spent the past 40 minutes talking about probably the biggest game that we've had in a while. In a while. And of course, as I said that we're not supposed to get off track, I just saw that LeBron James has 90 million Instagram followers. What? Anyway, yeah, that's really it. Is there anything else that we have to go over?
Not really. I think.
What else could we go over? Is there anything else, or should we just end it there? Oh no, there is actually something else that we have to go. Rachel Nichols. It's like a serious topic, though.
Yeah, but
what the heck were you thinking? So for all of you guys that don't know, Rachel Nichols got her ESPN job for the finals removed based on recent remarks that have finally been discovered based on what she said last year. So there was a leaked call of Rachel Nichols saying that ESPN took away her final job that she didn't get picked for the final job last year because Mariah Taylor was Black. And that, like I said, it was a leaked call. It wasn't meant to be to be out there, but here it is. So of course, it's not like ESPN's gonna be like, oh no, this call wasn't meant to be seen, so we're not gonna do anything. No, they're gonna do something. So they removed her finals job for this year as well. So she hasn't been the sideline reporter for the last 3 finals. Down catastrophic. And so she practically just said that the only reason that Mariah Taylor, she practically kind of called out and said that Mariah Taylor wasn't that good of a reporter, and the only reason that she was chosen was because she was Black. And that is not true whatsoever. Mariah Taylor is a great reporter. And Rachel Nichols is just salty. It's sad.
You guys think about this. Why? What's the
Like, what do you get out of that? What do you
I don't
get?
get it.
What do you get out of saying that somebody isn't as good as you at their job because they're a different color? What do you get out of this? Explain, please. Like everyone else, what do you get out of that? Like it doesn't make sense. That didn't fly by well with me. And I think the best part of last night wasn't even like the game. It was Mariah Taylor welcoming Malika Andrews to the sideline reporter because they replaced Rachel Nichols, who said that the only reason that she didn't get her job last year was because somebody was Black. They replaced her with a Black person. So good stance by ESPN. Good job. Yeah, but the best part of last night was Mariah Taylor greeting Malika Andrews to the sideline reporting job because, of course, they both kind of took Rachel Nichols' job for the finals because of recent remarks that she made that we just went over. But yeah, that's very childish. Like Rachel Nichols is almost 50. Zach, what are you doing? Let's leave it. You believe me, you've had your time in this league. Believe me. You've been here for a while.
Yeah.
Chill, please.
No, just so you said that I want to see how long she's been doing this job.
I want to see. Let's see. How long has Rachel?
I'm looking up when did she start her job at ESPN.
How long has Rachel Nichols been on ESPN? Since 1995.
I mean, for me, it says 2004.
It's weird.
Ballin'.
Yeah, it says Rachel Michelle Nichols is an American sports broadcaster, whatever. It says occupation sports. Okay, so she's been a sports journalist since 1995, but I guess she joined ESPN in 2004. So either way, you've been a sports journalist since 1995. 26 years. Give other people a chance. It is retire. You've done this long. You've made enough money. Believe me, you've made enough money. Like, bro, just relax. Give other people their shine. Like, bro, give other people their shine, please. Like, like I said, I didn't like that. I think now that's actually all that we have to talk about. Rachel Nichols kind of sold her bag. Like she literally sold the bag. Like she can no longer make a bag. So yeah, she sold. Shout out to Mariah Taylor and Malika Andrews, two very, very good Black women representing the NBA in a very good way. Yeah, that'll be it. If you guys didn't end up enjoying today's podcast, make sure you leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.